Hey, what is up YouTube? Ginno here with the second episode of What Did the Critics Say? You guys actually really liked the first episode, which I was very happy with. Didn't get many views. I'm looking at you guys. You got to share it, tweet it out, that sort of thing. It'd be really appreciated. Anyway, today we're going to be doing my personal favorite EXO album, The War. I did a review of this way back when it came out last year. It was one of my favorite albums of the year. I believe I gave it an 8 out of 10. Just going to reposition the mic. Anyway, if you didn't catch the last episode, we did Exodus. That was a lot of fun. Saw some strange reviews, but on the whole, I agreed with people. Anyway, let's get into this. The first website we're going to be checking out is Pop Crush. What have they said about The War? Just a bunch of history stuff. Why do people always want to put history stuff in their reviews? Like, I understand you're trying to give people context, but everybody reading this will already be an EXO fan. So you don't need to tell them that Exodus came out in 2015, Exact came out later, EXO came out in 2013. They just don't need to know that because they know that already. The most obvious indicator that The War establishes a solid rebranding of the group might be the fact that the album title does not follow the stylish pun trend of the predecessors. I mean, I don't think they were necessarily puns, I just think they were a play on words. You know, XOXO, Exodus, Exact, okay, yeah, they're all play on words, but they weren't puns. Though certainly The War is a break from those other three. The opening track, The Eve, encompasses the production style that took mainstream US world music by storm late last year. The group's compelling delivery is surrounded by vocal chops and other future-based fodder, establishing an explosive new dynamic on The War unheard in previous albums. I don't know whether that production style was particularly popular, maybe in the pop world, but you know, The Eve was pretty heavy synth-led production. I mean, that had been popular for absolutely ages. There's nothing distinct in The Eve that was popular only during that period of time in late 2017. Actually, I'm assuming they're referring to late 2016 rather than 2017. Even more still, I don't remember there being a particularly trendy sound during that age other than what we experience in hip-hop music at the moment. And that's still going on. Gotta say, I love this hat, and I see so many K-pop stars wear hats like this, but the rattling rings are incredibly irritating. Like, they just are, like, they're so annoying. It's not just the opening track that fully embraces the more energetic and electronic-fueled pop sound of 2017. Other tracks like Coco Bop and closing track Going Crazy contain this sort of kaleidoscopic intensity of energy found in The Eve, with frantic trap-infused beats and synths setting the scene for more vibrant vocal work. I mean, Coco Bop, yes, it's very, you know, beat heavy and synths are the lead sound, but it is a more reggae inspired sound with some house type influence. There's some tropical influence. I wouldn't say it's very similar to, you know, Going Crazy and The Eve in terms of style. Yes, absolutely, it's filled with energy, but that's, I mean, just because there's energy and powerfulness in a particular instrumental doesn't mean they're similar at all. Going Crazy and The Eve can be compared. I think they're more similar. Coco Bop is sort of off on its own. Going Crazy is hectic and vibrant, absolutely. Definitely some trap influence there. I wouldn't say it's particularly mainstream trappy. I don't know how to describe that particularly well. I mean, that's just a pathetic amount of talking about forever. Like, Jesus Christ, come on. Okay, actually they seem to be going a little bit more in depth here. Okay. Thank you for at least mentioning that Coco Bop is reggae inspired, thank you. The weakest two tracks on the album, though using weak is a bad way to put it, even EXO's weakest tracks are well developed, fleshed out songs, are without a doubt What You Do and Chill. I would agree with that actually, those are my two least favourite songs on the album. I would also put Diamond in that category. As intense as it is, I don't like the hook at all. But I mean, it's a very strange way to criticise a song to say even EXO's weakest tracks are well developed, fleshed out songs. I mean, yes, in that they are songs, they are fleshed out. I think in concept that they certainly lose a little in both those songs. I also think the instrumentals are less interesting and bland. The vocals on them aren't as powerful or hard-hitting, they don't have much going for them. For me, they are fillers. So I don't know, it just seems like they're just trying not to piss too many people off by saying that they're well-developed, fleshed-out songs. So what is your criticism of these two songs? What You Do has lots of flashy appeal with its loose, slick production providing the perfect background for an uncomplicated chorus, What You Do. But it fits a bit too comfortably as background music soundtrack. Yes, exactly. It's background, it's filler, so why are you calling it fleshed out? A filler track is inherently not fleshed out. It's just a song that's on the album because they wanted a song on the album. I don't know, if it feels like you're reneging on your criticism by saying it is a well-developed and fleshed out. Chill has more of a complex problem. The track bounces through too many styles and genres, jumping from glitchy contemporary pop production to bass-driven hip-hop switch up near the end. It's too frantic, sounds like there's barely room for the individual members of EXO to breathe life into their words before someone else takes over. Absolutely, this is one of my biggest criticisms of EXO, or really it's any K-pop group, where they're just trying to jam as many members into a song as possible, so much so that it's constantly going back and forth between all these different members, and nobody ever overstays their welcome, of course, but nobody ever also just stays their welcome. It's all too short and too jolty, and it doesn't really make for cohesive songs all the time. And Chill definitely has that problem. In terms of the instrumental, absolutely. It just keeps on jumping from one genre to the another. You never really get a big feel for it. So it's not a well fleshed out song. It's not well developed. It's awkward. Walk on Memories is one smooth ballad-like track on the wall that will make listeners remember the soulful ballads of EXO's releases past, though it's a shame there aren't more types of tracks on this album. Walk on Memories is a mellow, compelling stunner. It's easy save to your favourite R&B playlist, but more importantly, the track gives a lot of space for the members to show off their emotional best with soulful vocals reminding listeners they are not some machine. Absolutely, it is a lovely break in the album. It doesn't fit particularly thematically, but that's why they have one. You're saying, oh, well, I wish we had more of those. Absolutely, they're very good at doing it, but that's not the concept they were going for on this album, so wouldn't make much sense if they had more than one. And finally, they end off with saying that EXO have aged like a fine wine. I think they have certainly improved. They're better as a group. They seem to improve in general with every album. I personally would put Exodus above Exact, but overall, yes, they do improve with each comeback, and they sell more with each comeback. So yeah, alright. I mean, I do disagree with some of their non-criticisms, but overall, it's a fine review. Maybe could have gone a little bit more in depth. Well, this should be fun. Let's go, all K-pop. What have you got to say? They kick off the album with The Eve. The initial main verse builds suspense nicely. At first I thought the bridge was a bit of a letdown, but it really just separates out the chorus, which organically fits with the rest of the song. It's a smooth song, owing a bit to R&B. Thank you for mentioning the R&B influence on there rather than going down the wow, crazy synth-led production that was popular in late 2016 route that the last review went down. Just ridiculous comment, really. Coco Bop is a tropical house beat and a little bit different from what you usually hear from EXO. Yes, with the reggae vibe, absolutely, bold chorus. Yeah, that's literally everything about Coco Bop. You don't really seem to criticize it much, really, just saying what it is, which is fine, I guess. What You Do is more your typical pop song. It's a club banger though, through and through, and that's a great thing. It's summer, so this kind of song is welcome. I like the chord progression, and they sound absolutely elated when they sing the chorus. There's some fantastic positive energy. This is my kind of song. Once again, I'm not keen on What You Do, but unlike with Chill, where I think it's more of a issue with the actual song down to the composition and the whole concept of that song, what You Do really is, it's not a very interesting song. It's pretty bland, there's not much to it, but some people do like pop songs like that. I don't, that's what it is. Chill seems like a semi-experimental song. Yeah, sort of, they switch styles at the drop of the hat, each boy adding their unique charm to each part. Yeah, you don't really seem to criticize that at all. I mean, you seem to see that as a positive thing. I don't know. I feel like you're not actually attempting to criticize any of these songs. Do you just love them all, or? Walk on Memories is a soft pop piece and sung at a more languorous pace than the others. That's because it's a ballad, not really a pop piece. I mean, yeah, it's certainly a soft pop. You could put it more towards that, but it is in general a ballad. First thing you'll notice with this album that there are no ballads. Okay, well, if you're saying that Walk on Memories isn't a ballad, then yes, okay. That doesn't mean they don't have any tear-jerking songs, but they do it in a non-standard way. Can't say I cried to any of these songs. They also seem to have included a lot of techno sounds in this one. Depending on your stance, that can be a good or bad, but I look forward to hearing new things, so for me it's a good thing. If you're looking for summer bops, look no further than The War. Yeah, I don't know whether techno would be the right sound to describe what they went for here. I mean, they certainly went for more synth-led instrumentals than they're used to, more electronic-based instrumentals, definitely some trap influence, lots of R&B influence. And absolutely, the summer song thing is completely right. It is a summer album with summer songs that are eternally positive and lovely. And they've given that album a 9 out of 10, which I don't necessarily, don't feel like that needs to be criticised at all. People will like it more than other people, and it's my favourite EXO album overall. So yeah, overall, I mean, the review, it's fine. I feel like they haven't actually criticised the album at all, which you really need to do in a review. A review, you can't just say, oh, this is the genre of the song, it's nice. I feel like you do need to go in depth onto what makes up the song, what makes it good. That you have to pinpoint things that make it good, not just, oh, it's a bop, oh, it's lit, man. Bit of a pointless review overall. Come on, old K-pop, step it up, mate. And now we're going to be checking out Soul Beats. I quite like Soul Beats' review of Exodus, actually, so I'm looking forward to this a bit. The title, The War, suggests strong, rhythm-heavy anthem-like. No, it doesn't. It's just a title. It doesn't suggest anything. Someone has finally mentioned that the Eve is dark. Yes, it's moody, it's punchy, it's vibrant, but it's so dark. It is. It's a really dark song. Okay, once again, they just seem to be describing what these songs are. Rousing, catchy, pack-up, punch, uplifting, tropical mood with an upbeat chorus, and it's heavy with its electronic melodies. Yes, it's exciting and mysterious. Okay, let's get to a little bit of criticism. Come on. Here we go. I've finally found some criticism. Chill continues on its laid-back note with added electronic elements, and a unique, cool and answer line in the chorus. However, like Diamond, there is a slight lack of musical direction, especially with the melodic lines, which makes the track sound disjointed at times. Voila. That's pretty much all they have, though. Hopefully they talk in the overall about some issues with the album. The album has strong themes of pop and electronic genres which are fitting for the summer season. Yes. Each of the songs are super public friendly, and one can easily imagine the stores in Seoul blasting these. They probably already are. Yes. All of these tracks are clear summer anthem hits, and even though EXO find cohesion in the electronic genre, there is great diversity between the songs melodically, harmonically and instrumentally, so that any boredom is avoided. Yes. Okay, I mean, this review is so pointless. They literally could have just said, this song is filled with pop songs. They really didn't analyze any of the songs. They didn't go in depth at all. It was so surface level, didn't even go into the lyrics. Like, I know my review of EXO The War back when it came out was not perfect, but I feel I went far more in depth, actually criticized the songs, and I still like the album. I really like the album. Just because you're criticizing something doesn't mean you don't like it. I mean, I don't necessarily like What You Do and Chill that much. I've still listened to them, like tens of times, those particular songs. The favourite songs on the album I will have listened to. I reckon I've probably listened to Coco Bop 100 times by now. I wouldn't be surprised anyway. There is nothing wrong with criticising your favourite album, your favourite artist or whatever. And all of these companies that are doing these reviews, you get no credibility from not criticising something. People are just reading that and going, yes, what I think is validated because you're saying it's good. You've literally just stated a genre and said it's vibrant, it's flashy, and that's it. There's nothing actually being reviewed. So what is the point of putting this out? If these websites like all K-pop are gonna delve into the music reviewing field and music criticism, then you actually have to criticize it. What's the point in writing these articles where you're not even criticizing a song or an album? You don't have to make up stuff. Some songs are good, but then describe why it's good. Don't just say the genre and, oh, the melody. You have to actually say individual parts that make it good. I'm really sick to death of this hat whilst I'm filming. I'm alright at other times with the hat, but whilst I'm filming, all I can hear is the rattling. Overall, yeah, The War is a fantastic album. It's a solid 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. There are a couple songs in it that I think deserve to be, actually analysed. And, think songs like Coco Bop, which I absolutely love, all they could say was the genre and that it's powerful. I don't know. Things like this actually get me really, really annoyed, and then we'll check out one final review here. Oh look, it's me!
Hey yo, what is up YouTube, Ginno here.
God, my hair looks horrible. Yes, I like my own video. I'm actually really interested to see what I actually rated it. Ah, I thought so. I thought it was an 8 out of 10. A high 8 out of 10. Yes, that makes sense. It wasn't, you know, a 10 out of 10. It's very hard to be a 10 out of 10 in my books. I don't think I've ever given an album a proper 10 out of 10. I think when I Used Palette came out, I gave it a 10 out of 10, and maybe Jonghyun's Story Up 2, I think I gave a 10 out of 10 at the time. I probably wouldn't give them both 10s out of 10s now. I was fairly liberal way back then about giving out 10s out of 10s, but you know, the 8 out of 10, yes, that's what I'd agree with The War. Jesus Christ, I remember uploading this. You guys were actually really positive about this. But yeah, saw a funny comment there saying SM don't know how to describe songs at all. Like, I remember when they were describing Coco Pop, they very literally described it as a reggae song, but it wasn't a reggae song. It was reggae influence. There was definitely reggae sounds in there, but it wasn't a reggae track. Anyway, that's where I think I'm gonna end it off. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed and haven't hated seeing me so angry. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, that sort of thing. Share the video, it'd be greatly appreciated. And yeah, not long to go, hopefully, until the EXO comeback, which is now rumoured to be either late September or in October. So it just keeps on getting pushed back. Oh well. Thank you for watching. This is going to be Ginno signing out. See you guys soon.